I'm Professor Red, and in this video, we talk about how to change between a percentage and a decimal by moving the decimal point. So in our last couple of videos, we were talking about how percent means for 100 or per 100. And so when we moved from a percentage into a decimal, we used place value of hundredths to help us do that. And then when we worked backwards, we moved whatever was in the hundredths into the ones place. So if we think about where the hundredths place is on a number, for example, if I have 0.53 hundredths, the hundredths place is 2 spots to the right of the decimal point. Or if we think about like a number like 100, there are 2 zeros that follow 100. So whether we're working with hundreds or hundredths, 2 is an important number because it's 2 spots to the right of the decimal, or it's 2 zeros in 100. So from that, we can get this nice shortcut where if I want to change from percentage into decimal, I'm going to move the decimal point to the left 2 spots. And if I want to change from decimal into percent form, then I'm going to move the decimal point to the right by 2 spots. So let's use this technique to work through these examples and see if we get the same answers we got when we did these examples before. So for part A, we want to write 71% as a decimal. So we're starting out as a percent and we want to go to decimal format. So to start percent and go to decimal, we have to move the decimal point left 2 places. So remember, when you have a whole number and there's no decimal point written, it's all the way on the right-hand side of the number, right? So if I have $71, that's the same as if I have $71 and no cents. So that decimal point is just to the right of the 1. So that's where we put it here. So per this rule, we're going to go to the left 2 places. So I'm going to count 1, 2, and I'm going to put my decimal point here now in front of the 7. So 71% is going to be the same as 0.71 because we moved it 2 spots to be in front of the 7. Let's do the same thing here with 6%. So it's a whole number, so the decimal point is to the right. And we're going from percent into decimal form. So from percent into decimal form, we move the point left 2 places. So I'm going to start out, we go left 1 spot. And now we have trouble because there's no other digits. So remember, when there's no digit written, there's always like invisible zeros there. So we are going to need to throw a 0 in so we have that as a placeholder. And now I can move a second place over. So 6% is going to be the same as 0.06. And just a reminder, percent means hundredth. So 6% is the same as 6 hundredths. And also, if you prefer thinking of things in terms of money, if we had 6 cents, that would be the same as 6 hundredths of a dollar. So whichever way helps you to think about this best can also work as a check when you're trying a new technique to see if the shortcut kind of matches up what your intuition is telling you. And let's work through this last one together. It says write 63 hundredths as a percentage. So this time, notice there's no percent sign on here. So I'm going to start out in decimal form and I'm going to turn it into a percentage. So that means now I have to move the decimal point to the right 2 places. So this one I already have the decimal point here, so I just move it to the right 2 spots, and that's going to give me 63. And since we're writing this as a percentage, I have to make sure to include the percent sign because we changed from decimal format into percentage format. So that's going to be our answer here. All right, and that's going to be it. So to move or to change from a decimal into percentage or percentage into decimal, you're always moving a decimal point 2 places, but the direction you move it in depends on whether you are dropping the percent sign or adding one in. So something else that helped me when I was first learning this was the number for the percentage looks bigger than the number for the decimal. So if I think about 71 or 0.71, 0.71 is small, 71 is big. So that can help you to kind of check. But remember, these 2 numbers are actually equal to each other, right? That check is just kind of like a shorthand sort of way of checking things. What you want to make sure is this percent sign means hundredths. So 71% is the same as 0.71, even though the percentage number, the 71, looks like it's bigger than 0.71. So I think there's a now you try to follow this, so you can try out a few problems by moving the decimal point and seeing if that works better for you than the place value method we talked about in the last couple of videos. In our next set of videos, we're going to start talking about scientific notation, which takes this idea of moving a decimal point and sort of blows it up and makes it bigger. So I'm looking forward to seeing you then. In the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful day, and bye for now.